Good morning, Key Stage 1, and welcome to your new unit of English learning, where we are going to be looking at traditional tales again, but this time we're going to be looking at recounts of the stories. This is what our learning journey is going to look like over the next couple of weeks. So our main lesson focus is the aim of this unit of learning is to write a recount based on the traditional tale of the Three Little Pigs. We will also be focusing on the use of apostrophes for contraction, writing in the past tense, writing in the present tense, and writing in the first person. If you're not sure what those things mean yet, don't worry because you definitely will know them by the end of the unit. So in our first week, our learning objectives are on day 1, we are going to order the events from a traditional tale, that traditional tale being the Three Little Pigs. Then you are going to remember the events of a traditional tale. Then you're going to orally recall the traditional tale. That means talking the story through and retelling the story. Then you are going to explore the features of a waggle. So we're going to look at what a good one looks like. And that will be a postcard, which is a form of a recount. So that will be our first recount waggle we're looking at. Then on the Friday, we won't be doing any learning because it is a bank holiday. So you need to go and enjoy yourselves on that day. On the second week, we are going to start by writing in the present tense. Then we are going to explore the features of a different waggle. So then we're going to be looking at a diary entry, which is another form of a recount. We're going to explore using apostrophes for contraction. You've looked at apostrophes before, but that was possession. So we're looking at a different type of apostrophe. Then you are going to plan a piece of writing, which is a diary entry. And then you are going to write sentences about personal experiences. And for that last bit of writing, that's when you're going to be writing in the past tense. So you're going to try writing in the present and the past tense over the next couple of weeks. To start with, let's look at a vocabulary focus, and that word is recount. Some of you may have come across this word before, but others may have not. So let's just quickly go over it. So the word is recount. What's the word? Well done. Let's say it again. The word is recount. What's the word? Fantastic. And let's find out what a recount is. A recount is a text, and it's a piece of writing that gives details of an event that has already happened. So you are writing about something that has happened to you. In our recounts, we're going to write as the little pigs. So we're going to write about something that's happened to us as the Three Little Pigs. I wonder if you can guess what we'll be writing about. Let's check you know what a recount is then. So I've got the definition at the top. The recount, a noun, it's a thing. It's a piece of writing that gives you details of an event that has happened. Let's see if we can go over some of the questions. So question number 1, when might you write a recount? Is it A, before something has happened, before something exciting has happened? Or is it B, after something exciting has happened? Have a moment to think about the answer. Well done. A recount is when you're writing something after something exciting has happened. Question number 2. What could you write a recount about? A day at school. B, a holiday. C, a school trip. Or D, a fun weekend. What could you write a recount about? Now that one was a bit of a trick question because actually you could recount all of these things. So you could write a recount about any event that has happened. Let's look at our learning for today then. So lesson 1, today you are going to order the events from a traditional tale. And that traditional tale is the tale of the 3 little pigs. First I can order the events from a traditional tale. I can also remember keywords or phrases from a traditional tale. And I can even write these keywords or phrases. Let's start our lesson with some retrieval then. So retrieval, thinking back to previous learning, seeing if you can remember it. So my question for you is, what is a traditional tale? And I have some sentence stems that you can use to help you. And I have some pictures that we've used before to talk about traditional tales. So when you're talking to your grown-up, try and use these sentence starters. I think a traditional tale is. Examples of traditional tales are. Pause the video and quickly tell your grown-up what a traditional tale is. Here's the definition that we went over before. So a traditional tale is a story that has been told and retold for many years, so becomes a story that almost everyone knows. So it's a very famous story that has been told for many, many years. And some examples of traditional tales are Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood, which we know a lot about now, Jack and the Beanstalk, and the 3 Little Pigs. And well done if you managed to think of other examples as well. The traditional tale that we are going to be looking at now is the 3 Little Pigs. Now it's time for you to show your very best listening, as I am going to be reading the story. You will need to remember the story, as you will need to reorder the pictures of the story later on. So make sure you are showing your very best listening. Once upon a time there were 3 little pigs. The pigs lived in a small house with their mum. One day their mum sent them off to build houses of their own. As they walked down the road, the first little pig met a farmer pulling a cart of straw. It looked very warm, just right for building a house. He asked if he could have some. The farmer agreed, and the first little pig began to build his straw house. A little way down the road, the second pig saw a woodcutter with a cart of sticks. They looked thick and long, just right for building a house. He asked if he could have some. The woodcutter agreed, and the second little pig began to build his wooden house. The third little pig trotted down the road. After a short time he met a builder pushing a wheelbarrow full of bricks. The third little pig thought to himself, how strong those bricks look. I think they would make an excellent house. So the third little pig asked the builder for some of his bricks, and he began to build a house that was stronger and bigger than the others. Soon, all 3 pigs had a house of their own, and they were all very happy. Then one day, a big, bad wolf came walking along the road. He saw the first little pig in his straw house, and with an evil glint in his eye, he knocked on the first little pig's door. Little pig, let me come in, he said. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in, cried the frightened little pig. Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house down, growled the wolf. The wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the straw house down. The first little pig ran all the way to his brother's wooden house. The wolf was soon at the house made of sticks. He knocked on the door. Little pigs, little pigs, let me come in, he snarled. Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, cried the frightened little pigs. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down, growled the wolf. The wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The two little pigs ran as fast as they could, all the way to their brother's brick house. The wolf was soon at the brick house. He knocked on the door. Little pigs, let me come in, he growled. Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, squeaked the little pigs. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down, roared the wolf in his loudest voice. The wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but he could not blow down the brick house. The big bad wolf was very angry. He looked at the house, and he saw a chimney. As quick as a flash, he climbed up onto the roof and looked into the chimney. But the big bad wolf was in for a big surprise. The third little pig had been making soup, and there was a big pot of boiling soup on the fire. The wolf slid down the chimney and landed right in it. Splash! With a loud howl, the foolish wolf jumped out of the pot, ran out of the house, and off down the road. The three little pigs cheered loudly. The big bad wolf was never seen again, and the three little pigs lived happily ever after. And that's the end of the story. What amazing listening you have done. And well done if some of you were joining in with the story. So your activity for today is reordering the story, and that means putting the pictures in the correct order. So this first activity is if you do not have access to the print out copy. If you can get the print out copy, then I will tell you what to do on the next slide. So this is for those who do not have the print out version. So if you don't have the printout, this is a discussion task. I've got the pictures from the story here. It's not every single picture, but it is the main pictures from the main events. What you're going to do, you're going to verbally, so you're going to use your words to put these pictures in order. And I've got some words that can help you. So you've got first, second, third, then, next, after that, after, and finally. So you're going to talk through the pictures and say which ones you come in which order. So for example, you might say, first, the little pigs left home to build their own houses. Second, and talk about what happens next in the story. So when you are ready, off you go. If you do have the printout version, then listen to the next slide. So if you have the printout copy, you will be doing a cut and stick activity. So you should have these pictures and a pair of scissors and some glue ready to go. With the activities, the children will be used to this. We have different types of activities. So we have a mild, which is a 1 chili, a medium, which is a 2 chili, and a hot task, which is a 3 chili. And they just make it a little bit harder each activity. So for the mild activity, you're going to cut and stick the pictures just in order, like a little text map or a story map. So you'd find the first picture, They are in order on the sheet, so I would suggest cutting them all out first, then sticking them in the correct order. So cut out the first picture, stick it down, draw a little arrow, and then put the second picture, and then draw an arrow, and then cut and stick the third picture, and then carry on until you've done the rest of the story. So it's just like a text map or a story map. Picture, arrow, getting them in the right order. If you would like to do the other activity, so this is the medium/hot activity, you will need the storyboard as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to be putting them in order on this template. So just like before, you find the first picture. Again, cut them all out first because on the sheet they are in order. Find the first picture, stick it down, and then if you want to try the hot challenge, you write a sentence or a couple of words to go with it as well. So a sentence or a phrase to go with it. In this first picture, the pigs are leaving home to build a house. So that's what I would write. I want to challenge myself to a sentence. So I would write, the pigs left home. Full stop. It doesn't need to be a long sentence because you haven't got room to write a long sentence. It doesn't even need to be a sentence. It could just be pigs, home, build, house. So you could just use words instead. It's completely up to you. So just a quick recap of the activities before you start your own work. If you would like to do the mild activity, you're cutting out the pictures, sticking them in order, and drawing little arrows to show the order of the story. If you would like to do the medium activity, you are sticking the pictures onto the storyboard and trying to write some words, some keywords. If you would like to do the hot task, you're sticking the pictures onto the storyboard and you're writing a sentence. So I'd like to see a capital letter and a full stop if you are trying to do the hot challenge. Okay, now it's your turn to give it a go. So pause the video and then the answers will come up on the next slide. Good luck. And here are the answers. So I will just quickly go over which picture goes in order and you can see if you've got it right. If you'd like to tick your work, you can, but you don't need to. You can just follow it with your eyes. So the first picture is when the 3 little pigs are leaving home. The second picture is when the first little pig meets someone who's got some straw. Third picture is the second little pig finds someone who's got sticks. Picture 4, the third little pig meets someone who's got bricks. Number 5, they have all built their houses. Number 6, the wolf comes knocking on the straw house. And then he puffs, and he puffs, and he blows the house down. Picture 8, he goes to the stick house and knocks on the door. Number 9, he huffs and he puffs and he blows the house down. Picture number 10, he goes to the house made of bricks. Picture 11, he huffs and he puffs, but he cannot blow the house down. So number 12, he goes to the chimney. 13, he's climbing down the chimney. 14, splash into the pot of soup. And 15, he runs away with a burnt bottom. Well done if you got those pictures in the correct order. Now it is time for the plenary and just to check your learning for today. So I have the pictures from the story of the Three Little Pigs, and 3 parts of the story have been missed out. You need to try and work out what those 3 parts of the story are. So pause the video now and make sure you chat to your grown-ups and tell them which 3 parts of the story have been missed out. Pause the video now. Now it's time to go over the answers. So, looking at the second part of the story, then, the 3 little pigs have just left home. What happens after that? The first little pig meets someone who is selling some straw and asks if he could have some straw to build his house. Well done if you knew that part of the story. Next, we've got this question mark. So, what's happening here? Just before the wolf has blown down the straw house. What does he do after he has blown down the straw house? He goes to the house made of sticks. He knocks on the door and says, little pig, let me come in. Over to this question mark then. So the wolf has just tried to blow down the brick house and it didn't work. So what does he do when he realizes he can't blow down the brick house? He climbs down the chimney. Well done if you could remember all those parts of the story. It's reflection time now, so let's see how successful you have been in lesson number 1. So today you were ordering the events from a traditional tale, and that traditional tale was the 3 little pigs. The first I can order the events from a traditional tale. Could you also remember key words or phrases from a traditional tale? And could you even write them down? There's key words or phrases, or some of you may have even written sentences. Have a little think about how successful today you were in your work. Let's look at our learning journey for tomorrow then. So today you were ordering the events. Tomorrow you need to try and remember the events. Hope you all have a lovely day and I look forward to working with you tomorrow.